Okay, hi, welcome back to Maths Learning Groups, and today we are going to continue to talk about speed problems and how do we draw the speed model. So let's look at this question, and we're going to draw out the problem sentence by sentence. Now at 9:30 a.m., a lorry started traveling on a highway at a speed of 60 kilometers per hour. At 11:30 a.m., a car started traveling from the same place on the same road. So they both start from the same place. So when you want to draw the model, you will have to add it out using your fingers. All right, your two fingers to represent the lorry and the car. And when you add it out, then you will know how to draw. So if the car took 3 hours to catch up with the lorry, what is the speed of the car? So after you add out, then your model will be something like this. All right, now usually I will tell my students there's a distant line. Right, from the start to the end, there's a distant line, and there's a dotted line to show where they start from. So the lorry start from here, and the car also start from here, and the lorry started traveling. So the arrow will be going to the right, and it is not it is not reaching. All right, it's the question number say the lorry has reached the destination. So I draw until somewhere. Okay, somewhere in the model, right? Somewhere like this, and the car will catch up, right? The car started later and on the same road and caught up with the lorry. So when the car caught up with the lorry, it shows that they are beside each other. They are at the same place at the same time. That is called catching up. So when you catch up with somebody, then you are faster and you travel at a shorter time, and you have a higher speed. So that's why you caught up, right? You caught up with the person. Okay, now again, like what we talked about last lesson, every part of the journey has a family. So the lorry has a family, the car has a family of speed, distance, and time. So after you draw the model, which is like this, the next thing to do is to plug the numbers and put inside. Like where do you put 9:30 a.m.? So at 9:30 a.m., the lorry started traveling at 60 km per hour. So you continue to fill in the model. At 11:30 a.m., the car started traveling, and the car took 3 hours to catch up. So what is the speed of the car? And that's your question mark. And your model is done. So this is how we solve speed problem. You draw out the model. If you're not sure how to do, you draw out the speed model. And a good model will tell you how to solve. So if you look at the model, you will of course have to know your triangle. So you have distance is speed multiplied by time. So speed is distance divided by time, and time is distance divided by speed. So you have to know your formula in order to solve this problem. So if you look at the model, is there any blanks that we can fill in? Yes, we can. Like for example, if the car took 3 hours to catch up, then the car will catch up at what time? The car will catch up at 2:30 p.m. Okay, that's what we can do. And the lorry will be at the same place with the car at the same time. So the lorry will be at the arrow. Alright, where is the lorry now? The lorry is at the arrowhead. The car is also at the arrowhead, right? So they are at the same place at the same time. So the lorry was caught up, right? The lorry was caught up by the car at 2:30 p.m. Alright, then you look at the model. So the lorry took how long to travel? From 9:30 to 2:30 p.m., the lorry must have taken 5 hours to travel. And then you can find the distance traveled by the lorry. So distance is equal to speed multiplied by time. So you will have to write out the units, right? So that you can check a very important, you can check something very important. For example, hour, you need to check that they are the same. And then you can multiply them if they are the same. So that will give you 300 kilometer. So the distance traveled by the lorry is 300 kilometers. And the car must have also traveled the same distance because the car started from the same place and caught up with the lorry, which is also another same place. Then you can find the speed of the car. So distance divided by time, right? So the speed of the car will be 300 kilometers, then divide by time. And that will give you 100 kilometers per hour, which is the speed of the car. And you solve the problem. So this is about 3-mark question. So you can see that when you look at speed problems, there you can actually draw out the speed model if you add it out. Because sometimes we don't know how to solve it because we don't know how they move. We don't know where to start and how to begin. So the best way to start is you use your fingers, right, to represent the people who are moving or the vehicles who are moving, and then show your fingers moving according to what the question says. And then after you have added out, then you draw out what your fingers have done. Okay, draw out what you have done. All right, and your model will be something like this. Okay, all right. So that's our speed problem, right? Our lesson on speed. So continue to stay tuned, and we will be talking about other kinds of speed scenarios. All right. So see you in our next coming lesson.